Hello, and welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. As you can see, I am on the road again. My job does take me on the road quite often, usually about about once a week, sometimes twice a week, but I travel a lot for my job. But today I'm in Marlborough, Massachusetts. But nonetheless, I still have to make the content, still have to get the picks out there for you guys, my viewers. So here we are. Be sure to check out the videos I did throughout last week. I did I think two. I did a early prelims. Now of course UFC switched the whole order of fights around, so they're all messed up anyway. But I have my research, and I did get enough new cappers, put out their early predictions and whatnot. Now it's the week. It's this Saturday, guys. This Saturday we have our fights back. So I have another 3 fights I'm doing today. I'm calling them select fights because one, maybe 2 of them are. One is definitely a main card fight. Maybe 2, I'm not even sure. But I'm gonna go through 3 more fights. Some fights, I noticed today, Michel Pereira, he got a new fight against Filho, I forget who, but he got Muslim Sal, or was it Muslim? Yeah, Muslim Saidyokub. He withdrew, so they found a replacement for him. I think his name is like Filho or something. Oh man. Just give me a second and I'll tell you who. If the odds are out. Yeah, Andre Fialho. He's a Portuguese guy. But anyway, I'm not sure if I'm going to cover that one because I've already done research and I'm pretty much almost done with the entire card except for that one fight. Michel Pereira and Andre Fialho, whatever. But I'm going to cover 3 more tonight. Last Friday, I did a great live stream with Dave and Mbe. We have this little unranked contenders contest, which check out the live stream, guys. It was very entertaining, very good knowledge in there. Very we have everybody pick 2 unranked contenders per weight class in a big contest. A couple guys from the chat. Shout out to Noah Allen and Real MMA News. Those guys participated, and it's like a contest for unranked people that will probably be getting ranked this year. So we have a little contest going on. Check that out. The live stream last Friday. After tonight's video, I am going to do another video for the main, co-main, and another fight that just happened to might even be a prelim. I don't know by now, but I'm gonna do. I know it's a main card fight, so I'm gonna do 3 more videos or 3 more. I'm gonna cover 3 more fights tomorrow night, covering the full card except for that Michel Pereira fight. But anyway, I'm sorry about the rambling. You know, I did just get back from a dinner at the 99 restaurant, which was very good. Every time I go out of town, I have to eat out, you know, because I'm in a hotel. What are you gonna do? I can't cook in here. I'm drinking a Bud Light Platinum tonight. Trying to stick with light beers because I'm chubby. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into this. We got the first fight on deck. We have a welterweight fight between, this is a good fight, guys, Ramiz Brahimaj and McGee. Brahimaj is the favorite, or actually the line is coin flip right now. Both fighters are -110. It was McGee was actually a favorite for a while. He was at -120, and Brahimaj was +100 even money. But now they're even, Steven, -110 both ways. Over under 2.5 rounds. Oh, let me just put it up. There it is. Over under 2.5 rounds. We have the over is at -175, so the books do think it's probably going to go to decision. And the under 2.5 is +145. You'll make a little bit of money if you take that way. So we'll start out with Court McGee because he was the favorite. He's got a record of 20-10, double-digit losses, but this guy's been through a lot. You know, this guy, at one time, Court McGee, he OD'd, like it was on, I think, heroin, or it might have been oxycodone. Hey, they sent the tax man, took my car in, they got hooked on oxycontin. It's whatever. I'm sorry. You know. Anyway, Court McGee did have he overdosed before, and he kind of died, but obviously not completely. But that was a long time ago. In the past 6 years, he's had 7 surgeries without any type of painkillers or medical relief because he kicked the habit, guys. He's no longer taking oxycontins, oxycodone, whatever it was. And he did have a heroin problem back, 6 years ago or whatever. He's coming off a win against Claudio Silva, unanimous decision. At one time, Court McGee had the most volume for welterweight fighters. Obviously now, I don't think that's the same. But he had I want to say something. I heard the stat 13 strikes per minute, and that was back in the day when he was still in the prime, that was the most volume for welterweights. He's the crusher. He's got 1 inch height and 2.5 inch reach advantage over Ramiz Brahimaj, and he's fighting out of the Pit Elevated Fight Team that is in Utah. Speaking of Utah, Court McGee was a Utah high school wrestling state finalist a couple years in a row. He never won the state championship or anything, but it's still an accomplishment to become a finalist in high school wrestling. I wish I could say I even made it to the state tournament, But anyway, Court McGee did, and you got to think he does have a little bit of wrestling. Now Ramiz Brahimaj, he's coming off a win against Sasha Palatnikov. He caught him with a rear naked choke in round 1, very good. He did have that loss to Max Griffin, where Max Griffin pretty much took his ear off. It was like a doctor stoppage because of an ear injury. And that was his UFC debut for Mr. I'm all ears. No, you're actually -1 ear. Ramiz Brahimaj, but that was a very eerie fight. Anyway, he's 3-2 in his last 5. Before his debut against Max Griffin, he fought in the LFA. He is a no-gi world champion, so he does have some submission skills when it comes to BJJ. He's fighting out of Fortis MMA down there in Texas with who's Abdul Razak Al Hassan fights out of there, and he's got a fight coming up. I didn't write. He's supposed to fight Jaqueen Buckley. I'm not sure when, but I wrote it down in my notes, and these notes were taken, I don't know, a week or 2 ago. So, was that supposed to be on this card? It was, but something happened, and it got withdrew. Somebody withdrew or some shit. The coach Sayoud is out of Fortis MMA. Very great, notable coach out of Fortis. Ramiz Brahimaj, he does have the age advantage. He is a young 29 years old, where Court McGee is 37. Welterweight, 37, you can still compete, but you're starting to get up there. You don't want to be a welterweight and go past 40, so you got to think the guy is probably on the decline. And I think that he had a fight, who was it, against Immortal Matt Brown, I think, where you can actually see his decline start. But hey, he's coming off a win against Claudio Silva, so And Court McGee does have that aggressive come at you style, so we'll see what happens between this fight. Let's see what the cappers have to say here in this fight between Brahimaj and Court McGee. We're gonna start, I guess we'll start with Brahimaj since he's closer, right? We've got Dev the Dude and Cell both taking Brahimaj. Dev and Cell. Matter of fact, Dev, I am Dave, BC Dave and I are going to be doing a watch along with Dev the Dude. I know on his channel, links are in the description by the way. On his channel, he said special guest. I appreciate that, bud. He said special guest will be watching the fights with us on Saturday, and that special guest is me, and BC Dave will be watching along with Dev and Cell. Both those guys are taking Brahimaj. Then taking Court McGee. You got to think Court McGee's got 30 fights. Brahimaj has, as a professional, Brahimaj, he's got 12. So, I mean, Court McGee's got over double the experience when it comes to professional fighting. But he's also got plenty of years, too. 37 years old. Can I write? Yeah, I got room. Brahimaj, 29. You gotta keep that. That's a big factor here. 29. Court McGee, 37. Okay. So, but anyway, taking Court McGee, we got Bout Better. Bout Better. I really didn't like how you were trolling on our live stream, all upset about Mbae because she didn't take your t-shirt bet, and then you're claiming how, oh, she owes me a t-shirt, you and Dave are simps and all that. Come on, dude. Really? Unnecessary. Unnecessary. I know you're not that type of guy. Stop doing that shit, all right? But Bout Better, he's on the side of Court McGee. I still like you, buddy. I still like Bout Better, but really don't, if you're going to be on the live stream in the chat, stop trolling. You don't got to say harsh shit, calling Mbae a dude and calling me and Dave simps, and stop. Just stop it, all right? Just stop. But anyway, Bout Better on Court McGee. Links are in the description too. Then we have Leighton from UFC Gambling Addicts. He's taken Brahimaj to get it done, mostly because of the age, I think. Then we have both Stat Diggers, DFS by the numbers, and Uncle Wheezy. Wheezy, an OG DFS, very, very good handicapper. Those guys, very knowledgeable. They do their picks every Sunday prior to the fight week. And the stats galore. You got all sorts of stats. Striking accuracy, takedown accuracy, striking defense, takedown defense. They dig deep. They go in the past fights. I love watching Stat Diggers. I watch them every Sunday. Sometimes I can't catch them live, which I like catching them live because they always flash up the chat, and they always put my name up there if I put anything in the chat. But on the replays are just as good, full of information. Both Stat Diggers are taking Court McGee, and finally for the tiebreaker. We've got the duo of Matt and Craig Allen from Fight Night Picks. And Matt and Craig are both on the side of the young Ramiz Brahimaj, edging out being the tiebreaker, taking Brahimaj over Court McGee. But I don't think see, you guys might know, might not know, I'm an old dude. I am way too old for fighting. I'm 47. But a lot of people are fading Court McGee because he is also he's 37. Brahimaj is 29. So you got to think a lot of people are, and that's the only thing. But I think everywhere else, striking, cardio, the cardio's not dead for Court McGee. he's still managed. He just won a unanimous decision against who was it? Claudio Silva. And he's still there. He is he can, you know, if you kick the habit of heroin, which is the hardest addiction to kick. Actually, cigarettes, I guess, is harder. But anyways, nonetheless, this dude has heart. I think Court McGee is going to get it done. He's got the veteran experience. Brahimaj, I don't see how he has an advantage anywhere over Court McGee. Not in the striking, not in the wrestling. Like I said, Court McGee, Utah State High School State Championship finalist. He never won it, but still he got there. Brahimaj, I don't think he's got anything over Court McGee except for the age. So I'm going to side with the Court McGee here. And I think he should be able to get it done probably by decision. If I was Court McGee, I would just go for his ear. Just go for the ear. Court McGee, go for the ear. I know it's eerie. It sounds good, right? Brahimaj probably won't hear it coming. Just playing. I'm full of jokes tonight. Anyway, so there you have that. Moving on. Next we have the bantamweight fight between Brian Kelleher and Saidyokub Kakhramonov. Okay? Brian Kelleher has got a record of 23 and double-digit losses, 12. Not a good look for Boom. And Saidyokub Kakhramonov, 9-2, coming off a nice win against Trevin Giles. Kakhramonov, as you can see, is the favorite here, minus 164. He is also the much younger guy. There's no room to write the age, but he is 26. That will come into play here for a bantamweight fight. God damn it, this stupid travel board. All right, I got it. 26 for Kakhramonov. Brian Kelleher, 35. So we got a 9-year age difference there. So that will come into play here. But you got to consider Brian Kelleher. He got 35 fights under his belt. You know, that's 3 times the experience. And yeah, definitely Boom. Definitely has the stronger strength of schedule. He's coming off a win against Domingo Pilarte, unanimous decision. Before that, he has a loss against Ricky Simone, but not a bad loss. Ricky Simone is a contender. He's coming up. I think he's definitely top 15. And I think he might be able to come up the rankings even further on bantamweight. 3-2 in his last 5 for Brian Kelleher. He's got 9 submissions out of those 23 fights. He loves that guillotine, and he can catch anyone in it. Brian Kelleher can catch anyone in the guillotine. He is from Long Island MMA, which has people like Dennis Bermudez, Gregor Gillespie, all coming out of Long Island MMA in Farmingdale, New York. Kakhramonov, he's fighting out of Team Oyama. That is Irvine, California. So this is West Coast versus East Coast. But Kakhramonov does have the age advantage, being only 26 years old. And he's coming off a nice win against Trevin Jones, where he caught him in a guillotine round 3. Kakhramonov is 4, and that was his UFC debut against Trevin Jones. He's 4-1 in his last 5. He used to fight out of the CFFC and the PFL. His last loss was to Pipe Vargas via flying knee round 3. That was in 2019. He's this is the thing though. Kakhramonov has a 5-inch reach advantage and a 2-inch height advantage over Brian Kelleher. And yeah, Saidyokub is a Uzbekistani out of Uzbekistan. So we got Boom, 35 years old, and Kakhramonov, 26 years old. Let's see what the cappers have to say about this one, starting with the favorite, Kakhramonov. We've got both the stat diggers DFS and Uncle Easy both taking the younger Kakhramonov. Like, a lot of people are saying Kelleher now is kind of like the measuring stick, the gatekeeper, if you will, the journeyman. You know, kind of like the test for these up-and-coming prospects. Also, we got Bout Better taking Kakhramonov. These links will be in the description. Like I said, check all these guys out. Both guys from New Brunswick, Ontario, Canada. Is it New Brunswick, Ontario? Fight Night Picks. I don't know. They're out of Canada, New Brunswick, kind of by Real News MMA. Fight Night Picks, both Matt and Craig Allen, both taking Kakhramonov. Leighton, UFC Gambling Addicts, also leaning the side of Kakhramonov. And making this a not full Capra consensus, we've got Dev and Cell, both taking Brian Boom Kelleher from Dev the Dude 1. Check him out. Links in the description. Both preventing the full Capra consensus and both taking Boom Brian Kelleher. I don't know, maybe I'm because I'm an old dude. I think I'm also taking Boom Brian Kelleher. I think he's gonna use his veteran savvy, and I'm gonna take him to get it done. I think he's gonna catch Kakhramonov in a guillotine, so I think he's gonna get the submission, and that's the way she blows. So I'm taking Boom Brian Kelleher, also to get with Dev the Dude and Cell to get the submission victory over Saidyokub Kakhramonov via submission. I know his name ends in V. He's got to be good in, you know, wrestling. He's not Dagestani though. He's Uzbekistani, which I know, same area of the world, but still. Boom, Brian Kelleher. I've been a Brian Kelleher fan ever since he fought Cody Stamann. And Cody Stamann, it was like right after his brother died of cancer. He had his younger brother died of cancer. Fought Brian Kelleher. Brian Kelleher, I think, I hate to say it, but Brian Kelleher let off a little bit. He went into that fight knowing like this dude his younger brother just died of cancer. I can't beat this guy. I think he like didn't. It's weird. I don't want to be that guy and say that. But Brian Kelleher definitely said you are a strong, after the fight, he's like, you're a strong individual. I couldn't even, if it was me, I wouldn't have even been able to fight and blah, 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 all this. Brian Kelleher, Boom, is a stand-up dude. And I like him a lot. I'm a fan of Boom Brian Kelleher. I'm going to be pulling for him, and I think he can get it done. Like I said, he can catch anybody in a guillotine submission. He's quick with it, and I think it's going to happen against the young, upcoming Saidyokub Kakhramonov. So, moving on. Next, we have banger fight. I'm going to have to hit pause so I can get the board ready and take a piss, but it's going to be, yeah, let me pause. Moving on. Next we have the flyweight banger between Raw Dog Brandon Royval and Rogério Bontorin. This is going to be a very good fight. Let's talk about it, okay? Brandon Royval is the favorite here, minus 170. He's got a record of 12-6. He's coming off a loss to Alexander Pantoja, which I think Alexander Pantoja is ranked number 3 in featherweight, in flyweights right now. Before that, he lost to the champ Brandon Moreno by injury. He like dislocated his shoulder or something. So Brandon Moreno got the ground and pound round 1. But before that, he had beat Kai Kara France. He caught him with a guillotine in round 2. So Brandon Royval, he's 3-2 in his last 5. But Kakhramonov France, that was a very good win. Kakhramonov France now is talking about he's in contention for possibly a future title fight. Brandon Royval fights out of Factory X Muay Thai. That is in Inglewood, Colorado. He's got, listen to this, 4-inch height, 3.5-inch reach advantage over Rogério Bontorin. Also fighting out of Factory X Muay Thai is Alexander the Great Hernandez, who is fighting Renato Moicano in February 12th. So I'm just saying, so Brandon Royval, he's coming out of a good, active training facility. Rogério Bontorin fighting, he's a BJJ black belt fighting out of the Gaio Ribeiro team that's over in Brazil. He's coming off he's like trading wins. Actually, he's coming off a win against Matt Schnell, unanimous decision. Before that, he had back-to-back losses. He lost to Kakhramonov France, TKO round 1. So if you're into the MMA math, Royval beat Kakhramonov France by guillotine choke round 2. Bontorin, he got caught TKO. Not caught, but yeah, well, he did get caught. He got knocked out TKO round 1. Before that, he lost to Ray Borg, unanimous decision. And before that, he has a win over Julian Paiva, doctor stoppage round 1. He is 3-2 in his last 5. These guys are both 29 years old, so very the age is not a factor here. They're both 29. I told you Royval's got the huge tail to tape advantage, 4-inch height, 3.5-inch reach advantage over the black belt. Though I gotta keep saying that BJJ black belt Bontorin, but don't get it twisted. Brandon Royval also good jiu-jitsu. I didn't catch if he's a black belt or not, but Brandon Royval does have some. He's good off his back, and he's good on top. When he goes to the ground, Brandon Royval knows what he's doing. So, but striking, you got to give I would say you have to give the advantage to Raw Dog. Fuck the law, dog. But anyway, let's see what the cappers have to say in this flyweight banger. This might be fight of the night here, guys. This really might be on this card. I think it's in contention. For sure, it's in contention for fight of the night on this card. Let's see what the cappers have to say. Starting with the favorite. Of course, we're going to start with the favorite in Brandon Royval. We've got UFC gambling addicts as lay-in. I love UFC gambling addicts. I watch Leighton every single week. I try to use them every week. Then we have Bout Betters. Mba's a dude. And you and Dave are simps. Wrong and wrong. I'm married. Dave is not a simp. Mba is not a dude. I don't know. He was just being weird that night. It's just like pay more attention to me. He's always like, oh, how come you guys don't watch my video? I do watch your shit, so knock it off, Bout Better. Stop being a little. You're 52 years old. Act your age. Then we've got the Stat Diggers. DFS and Wheezy both on the side of Brandon Royval. These guys, the Stat Diggers, what's good? They're fantastic. I love those guys, but it's hardly ever do they take opposite sides. They kind of talk each other into going the same side, whether it's underdog or favorite. But what's also good is they also say they mention the side and the over-unders. So, and they don't always go the same way, but often, more than not, they take the same side. And this case, they're both taking the side of Brandon Royval. But then we have Fight Night picks. Craig. Oh, not Matt. Craig. Fight Night picks. Craig Allen is taking Brandon Royval. Matt Allen is actually taking Bontorin. Rogério Bontorin. And then we finally, to wrap it all up, Cell and Dev the Dude. Cell is on side of Brandon Royval, where Dev the Dude 1 is taking Rogério Bontorin. He's taking a lot of dogs on this card. He says 2022 is the year of the dog. He might be on something here, but not for me. I gotta go with Raw Dog. That's the dog. That's the only dog gonna win this. I think Brandon Royval, I'm pretty confident he's gonna get this. I like his striking. I think Bontorin, his path to victory would be to take it to the ground, use his black belt. But you know what? And look at the past, he doesn't really show that he's got a black belt. So you can't, I don't know how, like some of these black belts, they put the time in, so they're given a black belt, but have they really earned it? Have they, like, I don't know if Bontorin's competed in like jiu-jitsu competitions, grappling competitions, submission, competitions. I don't know any of that thing, but he does have a black belt, so you got to give him that. But I'm going to take Royval here to get it done. Range. And I think he should be able to get it done. Let's see. I want to say he might get it done within distance too. The dude, Royval, if you do a Chudesno, I think he's got him in the striking. He's got him in the cardio. He's got him in the will to win. He might not have him on the ground, like when it comes to BJJ and wrestling. I'm not sure about that. But every other aspect, I've got Brandon Royval. And I'm going to say within distance would be my pick. On Tapology, I'll just put like knockout round 2 or something. I don't know. But there you have it. So to recap, time check. What's the video at? What's the dog doing? All right, I'm a little bit over, not bad though. So to recap, I've got Court McGee getting it done over Ramiz Brahimaj in some eerie way. I see what I did there. Then I have Brian Kelleher upsetting the Uzbekistani Saidyokub Kakhramonov, and everybody else it's just me, Dev, and Cell on this show anyway. But like I said, Brian Kelleher, I know I don't tend to take double-digit loss guys, but I like Brian Kelleher, and I think he can get it done here against the up-and-coming guy, Saidyokub. And finally, I've got the favorite, Brandon Royval, taking out Rogério Bontorin within distance. I think, like I said earlier, I think he's got him in every aspect of the game, except for possibly on the ground. But Bontorin hasn't really showed me anything that convinced me otherwise. So there you have it. Gather the info. Gather the info. Place those bets. Cash those tickets. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me, watching me on my, even when I do these on the road videos. I mean, they got to be done. I can't, just because I'm out of town working doesn't mean I can take a break off making content. It's got to be done. I will be back home tomorrow where I'm going to cover the main, co-main, and the fight between Brito and who's he fighting? I already started doing the notes. Bill Algeo. That's going to be a good one too. So I got the Brito, Algeo, and then the Chukagian, Maya, and of course Calvin Qatar, Giga. So stay tuned for that. I appreciate you guys watching. Give me that thumbs up. Go ahead in the comments and fill in with who you think is going to win these fights that I just covered. Make sure you check out all the videos I already did prior to this. Good luck on your bets, and I hope to. I'm gonna also on Friday. I'll be back to doing the live stream Friday with Dave. Hopefully, Mbe, if her fiance doesn't get upset. He I don't know, jealous. It's a real thing. But anyway, no, he's not jealous. He gets upset when she does live streams with us. But hopefully she can tune into. If not, still come to the chat, hang out with me and Dave. Friday live stream where we're gonna do after the face-offs take on the full card, all the fighters, including the Michel Pereira, Andre Filio, whatever. So tune in for that. Tune in tomorrow when I do cover the main, co-main, and the Algeo fight. So, thanks for watching. Good luck on your bets, and take care.